Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm about to share something with you guys that is going to change your financial life forever. I have to warn you that your financial reality is about to come to an end. Your financial world is about to be crumbled right before your eyes. And I'm going to share this with you. And I hope you trust me when I tell you that you will not walk away from this conversation the same person that you were when you got here today. So we're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel. Get comfortable, hit the thumbs up button. We're going to get started right now. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. The first two people I see in the chat are Dominique Faison and Miss Constance Carter. And let me tell you, Constance Carter is an amazing Black woman, brilliant, just totally capable. ConstanceCarterVIP.com. That's a website you can go to learn more about her. She's a really, really smart Black woman. And you know we love our smart Black women. So let me go ahead and just jump in. What's going on, Truth Seeker and Des the Hebrew and Trina Merritt, Pilot Talk TV. I want to tell you guys something that came to me. Sometimes the simple stuff is the stuff that leads to the greatest breakthroughs. The simple stuff is what allows you to really see things in a clearer way than you've ever seen them before. And I'll tell you what, I finished my PhD in 2002, and I was pretty smart when I got it in 2002. I was the only Black man on the planet actually that year to get a PhD in finance, Black man or woman. I didn't know any women who got their doctorate that year. And I was pretty smart back then. But what's fascinating to me is that I never thought that 19 years after finishing my PhD, I would still be coming to insights almost every single day. I kid you not. It's like raising your kids or something. You know, every week you look at them and you say, whoa, you're different from what you were last week. So the same way you never fully understand exactly what your kids are and what they're capable of, I've never really been able to fully internalize. Every year I internalize a little more deeply the value and the relevance of being financially intelligent. And all of you are. I mean, you are because you're here. I mean, the fact that you're here makes you different from the average Negro. You know, you don't have broke assology in your DNA. You know, you're breaking cycles. You're changing generational curses. You're elevating your people. You're doing amazing things. You are the ancestors that are going to change everything. So I congratulate you for that. But I told you guys in the beginning that I was going to share something that's going to just rock your financial world forever. I'm just going to crumble that whole institution right now. And it has to do with three things. It has to do with the Fed, what's happening with the Fed right now, which leads to the second thing, which is an end to the wild ride of growth stocks. And then the third, which is actually more evergreen. It's not related to today or to tomorrow or anything. It's a lesson that we've learned during this pandemic as it pertains to investing. So do me a favor as we get started. Please hit the thumbs up button, share button, and subscribe button. And also, before I forget, I'm actually doing two speeches for a group run by Aaron Owens called Education Over Entertainment. I'm doing that this weekend. I'm giving two lectures, one on how to build your own a Black family bank, and two, how to turn your child into a millionaire. That's this weekend. You can go to springintowealth.com. Use the code word Dr. Watkins, all one word, Dr. Watkins, to get 20% off. So springintowealth.com. I'm going to put their URL on the screen because we love our partners and I want to make sure they're successful. All right. So here's what I want to show you guys. It's really going to just I just need us to have a moment of clarity. You know how you go to church and your pastor will say something real basic and you'll be like, oh my God, that's the most amazing thing I've ever heard. Now I want to just warn. I'm not TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar. I can't give you the Holy Ghost per se. All I know how to do is make you rich. I can't fill you with the Holy Spirit and have you dancing in the pews, but I can have you preparing your children to be multimillionaires one day. That's my superpower. That's my gospel. That's what I do very well. So let me just show you guys a chart, and I want you to just kind of pay attention to this because this is gonna really bring some clarity to all of this gospel of Black wealth that you and I believe in. This will give you faith in the fact that you've been doing the right thing. If you've been listening and doing at least even 10% of what we've been talking about here, you're doing the right thing. So let me show you a little chart right quick. All right. This is an image of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This is a graph. This goes back 5 years. And you see right now the Dow, which is a one of the most popular measures of stock market performance. It's not the most perfect measure, but it's one of the most popular. So let's take a look at that. And I want you to go back, and I want to tell you a little story about this thing called the pandemic that started about a year ago. And you might have heard of it. And it had to do with viruses and politics and everybody going crazy and masks and people fighting and everything else. But there's also a financial angle to this that probably doesn't get discussed as much as it should. There were people who panicked and people who froze up, and there were people who just went out and made their money. People, the Constance Carter types of the world, went out and handled their business. And so here's what I want you to look at here. Notice on this chart that right here at this date, this appears, and I got to double check this to be sure, but this appears to be the day where the whole stock market crashed and everything just plummeted and fell straight to hell. This is the day where your little cousin who told you that investing was for the devil, or that you're going to lose all your money, or that the dollar ain't going to have no value in 6 weeks, right? This is when your cousin said, ha ha, I told you so. You were stupid for doing all that stock market stuff. That ain't nothing but voodoo. It ain't nothing but pyramid scheme. It ain't nothing but rich white people taking advantage of everybody else. I mean, all those things might be true on some level. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying, but I know, give me a yes or no if you've been making money from investing. Give me a yes or no if your financial life is better because you became an investor versus what it would have been if you had not. So this is the day where everybody got a chance to say, all the what I call the Negro naysayers, the people that find a problem for every solution. This is the day where they were winning. This is the day where the Dow, look at this. Okay, so you go back up around here to February 14th, you're looking at 29,000. You move up to March 20th, you've got 19,000. That's a hell of a plummet. Now, if you go back a year ago, you'll recall that in my conversation with you at that time, because we've been doing this podcast for a minute, what did I say? Type in the chat what I said. I said, you know what? I said, I didn't tell you what to do because I'm not into telling black folks what to do. Y'all had enough slavery, so I'm not trying to make you slaves. But I did make a suggestion and say, I'm going to buy the dip. I'm going to buy the hell out of this dip. I'm going to dip, baby dip. I'm going to go dip in my bank account and buy everything I can get my hands on. And that's what we did. That's what we did as a group. That is what many of us did. Some people sat around and panicked. Some people wondered that they were going to die next Tuesday. Some people didn't speak to their neighbors. Some people were mad at you because they thought you might have voted for Trump or Biden, right? But some of us just said, okay, we're going to focus on buying the dip because America is on sale. Distressed situations are when people make money. That's when movers move and shakers shake, disruptors disrupt, winners win. Other people, unfortunately, get distracted. They sit on the sidelines. They react to all the bad things that are happening. They don't know how to move forward. God bless those people. Let's pray for them. So right here, 19,173. Now, a year later, here we are exactly 1 year later, approximately 1 year later, from that bottom. We went from 1973 to a new high of 32,848, higher than it's ever been. Remember, that previous peak was about 29,000. Now we're at 32,000. Everything's fine. It's as if all this never even happened. It's if this crash never occurred. So clearly this reminds you of one important fact, that when people say, Dr. Boyce, why would you invest in the stock market? The stock market is going to crash. I say, you're absolutely right. The stock market crashes all the time. It's probably going to happen again. Hopefully it'll happen this year. Right now, let me just bring this into clarity here. Let's talk about some real life numbers up in this mug so we can really be on point. And by the way, Jerome just gave $100 to the platform, man. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. We're building Black media. That money will be invested in the community to make things happen because we're changing the world. We got rappers rapping about economics now. Notice they weren't doing that a decade ago. Now, I'm not trying to say that I can take any substantial amount of credit for it. But, I don't know. I was on the Breakfast Club 4 times. Maybe that helped. I'm not taking all the credit at all. There's a lot of people doing this. But I did sit on the phone with Beyonce's manager for about 3 hours about 6 years ago, saying, why isn't Jay-Z and Beyonce rapping about the things the community cares about? And then a little bit later, 444 comes out. I don't know if I had anything to do with that at all. I'm not bragging, anything like that. But I can say that I've had many interactions with a lot of these rappers saying, what the hell are you doing? Why aren't you teaching your people how to make this money instead of flaunting and bragging about that money and teaching people how rich you are and how successful you are and being a narcissist on your damn album? Instead of celebrating your narcissism, like, look at me, I'm so great. I'm so bad, I can't be beat. Like, seriously, like why are you telling me how amazing you are, how smart you are, how brilliant you are, what kind of car you got, what kind of house you live in, how you'll get, what kind of private jet you have, and you're not talking to people about how they can get access to some of that too. Everybody wants to eat. Everybody wants to eat. There's nothing wrong with you eating, but everybody needs to eat. Everybody gets hungry. So you know what? I'm gonna tell you what. We've made progress as a community. I'm extremely proud of that. I don't know how much of a role I played in that, but I do remember having conversations with Charlamagne the God saying, I really hope you get Dr. Claude Anderson on your show, because if we can make his ideas mainstream, Black people will start taking over this mug. And I'll be damned if I'm not seeing millions of Black people that are embracing wealth in a way that is going to transform this world in ways you can't even imagine. It's going to impact the Black community for the next 200, 300 years. I guarantee it. Continue on this path and you will see how amazing you are. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button. Let's go back to this. Let me go back to this chart. This is just like a simple thing. You know, I mean, obviously I've known about the Dow Jones Industrial Average since I was 19, but this was a moment of clarity. Let's look at this again, right? So let's go back to our original point. A year ago, March 20th, we're sitting at this massive plummet. The world's come to an end. We have hit 19,000. We've gone from 29,000 to 19,000. Oh my God, everything's terrible. Since that time, we've had massive growth. You've seen it. We don't have to reiterate that. You know what I'm talking about because many of you have participated directly in this process. You didn't sit around whining and complaining. You simply did what movers and winners do. You made moves, you made adjustments. Now you're scoring touchdowns. Let's look at some numbers, some specific numbers of specific companies to just kind of just sort of reflect on how much we're winning, right? Like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just sitting back and marinating on the fact that you went out and dominated the best offense in the NFL. Well, you just dominated your life by making those moves you made. Amazon.com on March 20th of 2020, after the plummet, the price was $1,846 per share. We've been buying Amazon all year. That price has gone from $1,846 to $3,091. Zoom was trading at $130 a share when the dip occurred. It's now trading at $327 a share, almost triple in price. Microsoft was trading at the dip with $137. Now it's trading at $234 a share. Google was trading at the dip at $1,068. Is now trading at $2,055. Now, these are big company stocks. These are big, stable companies that make billions of dollars. What about other companies like, say, Tilray? We've been talking about Tilray for a while, the Canadian cannabis company. Well, let's go back on March 20th. At the time of the dip, when the world came to an end, Tilray stock was on sale for $3.65. It is now trading for approximately $26 right now. Imagine this. Imagine if you bought a house. Imagine if Constance Carter is one of the greatest real estate developers in all of California. I think she has the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California, so she'll appreciate this. Imagine you had a client, Constance, that bought a house for $365,000, and within 1 year, that house that she bought for $365,000 is now worth $2.5 million. Would that be a happy client? Would that client be winning? Yes, they would. So imagine that's what you've gotten here. That's what you've got. When you talk about something like Tilray, and I've been talking about Tilray for a while. I was talking about Tilray when it was in single digits. And that's just one company. This is just I just randomly grabbed 5 companies out of probably 3,000 or 4,000 companies that literally had transformative price increases during the course of this year. So the reason that I use this admittedly deliberately seductive title on this video, accuse me of clickbait, but I gotta bait y'all in to get y'all to get the knowledge that you need in order to be successful. Sorry, I'm gonna bait you in. I got to do what I got to do. Sometimes you got to do what do certain things to get people's attention. I use this title because the reason that your financial world is coming to an end is because you're destroying that old world of broke assedness and you're building something better. You're tearing down the old you and building a better you. You're building you 2.0. Sometimes you gotta commit mass murder. You gotta murder your old self in order for you to be reborn again. And so for those of you who have allowed that to happen, who have pushed forward with that process, I commend you, because you've made a leap that's not just going to affect you, it's going to affect your children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren. Keep that in mind. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, share button, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And don't forget, here's the URL for springintowealth.com. I'm doing that event with Aaron Owens and Jessica Parker and their crew this weekend, and I'm giving 2 lectures. And it's going to be this weekend. I think it's on Saturday. I got to look at the date exactly, but I believe it's Saturday. But if you go to springintowealth.com, use the code word Dr. Watkins, and they'll give you 20% off your pass. So Dr. Watkins, all one word, that's the code. Just put it in there. Put in the promo code before you purchase the ticket and hit apply, and then you'll see the prices drop, and then you can go in and decide if you want to attend. So feel free to join us this weekend. So a couple of other factors that you want to pay attention to right now with the stock market are these. Let's talk about what's going on in the market right now. The biggest thing that's happening is the Fed is going to make an announcement today regarding their position on this scary demon called inflation. They have a big fear that rising bond yields, which keep going up. This is why if you're in some of these growth tech stocks, you probably took a hit, maybe a 2% hit or so. The reason that these stocks got hit is because the 20-year, or sorry, was it the 10-year and 30-year yields are continuously going up, and they're higher than they've ever been. And so what this indicates is that inflation, at least inflation, is expected. A lot of the market is not moved just on what actually happens. It's also moved by what people expect to happen. So because of this stimulus package, which is going out, which is going to overheat the economy, which is going to be great for some of your companies, your cyclicals, especially your airlines, cruise lines, and things like that, it's going to hurt your growth stocks because it's going to possibly create some inflation. I'm in the camp that believes that there is going to be inflationary pressure. However, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell seems to kind of feel like it's not a big deal. And so what he says today is going to rock your stocks. So look for your portfolio to just shake like an earthquake today. It's either going to fly upward. Hopefully it'll fly upward, but it might take a dip. If it dips, you know what y'all know my rule, dip, baby, dip. I buy the dips. Doesn't mean it's always right, but that's my strategy. That's my policy. That's my philosophy. I stay consistent with that. Okay. So, so that's my thought for today. I hope that this helps you. I hope you make $1 trillion today. God bless you. I'm going to be back around later. And don't forget that we do have the Black Stock Market Program. Our classes every Tuesday. So if you'd like to join the Black Stock Market Program, feel free to go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com. There's the URL. The first month is free, theblackstockmarketprogram.com. And of course, you guys know I've been on my what probably is some sort of weird midlife crisis or something, but I've been playing a lot of video games with my homeboys online, and I actually have a Twitch channel now, which actually you can follow if you want to hang out. And we talk about stocks and money, but we also talk about how to blow people's heads off in Call of Duty. So that's actually quite fun. So you can go to twitch.tv/Dr. Boyce Watkins, or you can also follow the Black Stock Market Gamer. That's actually so if you're into gaming or stocks, then that's the place to be. But I've loved it. It's been fun. I got a chance to hang with my son, and I encourage you, if you want to get closer to your kids, learn how to play video games. Do what they're doing. If you do what they're doing, then they're going to want to do what you're doing. So that might be a good way to create some cross-generational connection so that our young people don't go through life making crazy mistakes. They'll get a chance to interact with the OGs in the female OGs in a more authentic and meaningful way. That's how we create family. That's how we create community. That's how Black people win. So on your way out the door, please hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button. God bless you. I hope you do well, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Peace.